How we doing, guys? Welcome back to True Gunners TV. Arsenal have just beaten Crystal Palace 1-0. And I tell you what, that was an awful performance, but 3 points nonetheless. I have calmed down a little bit now. You guys want to go check out what I had to say on the football terrace, because I am telling you, lot, I am sick and tired of these Arsenal fans making out that everything's all fine. Everything's all rosy in the garden. It's all sunshine and rainbows over here at Arsenal. It's not, right? At the end of the day, 3 points is all that matters. Cool. And I agree with that. And I'm happy that Arsenal have won and they got the 3 points. But there are certain elements that need to be called out. And not enough Arsenal fans do it. They want to make out, Eddie missed a few chances, but, we won the game. The difference between Arsenal and Manchester City is if Erling Haaland has them chances, he scores a brace today. Eddie Nketiah should be scoring them 2 chances. We'll put that to one side. Let's start with the lineup, right? Let's start all the way back to the starting lineup, because it's the same starting lineup that we see last week against Nottingham Forest, apart from obviously Timber, who was out injured. And in the first half, especially the first half, although we had the majority of the possession, we didn't really create too many clear-cut chances. Eddie, of course, he had the huge chance in the first half. But apart from that, how many chances do we actually create by playing this system? And this system is specifically for Arsenal to have the majority of the possession, to keep the possession ticking over. Partey inverts into the midfield, and that's basically what it's for. So we can push further forward with less defensive players, knowing that we can pin Crystal Palace back into their own half and make them do a lot of defending. And I understand why the manager is trying to do it, and I get it. But you've got to do it with the right players in place. Shoehorning Kai Havertz into the team does not work. Somebody tell me what Kai Havertz did for Arsenal today again. Because he didn't do nothing last week, but I'm being told, he makes great runs off the ball. He takes up great positions. What does that actually do for us? Did it make us score 3, 4, 5 goals? Did it allow the likes of Odegaard, Saka, Martinelli, and Nketiah to get into better positions? No. So what does he actually bring to the team? Somebody tell me. Because we nearly broke our transfer record for this guy. £65 million. And we're seeing nothing. He's got no end product. I want end product from a signing who cost us £65 million, who's had 3 average poor seasons at Chelsea. I'm expecting him to come in with a point to prove and start banging goals, creating assists, doing all of them things that you expect out of a £65 million player. And people will say to me, it's only the second game of the season, Brandon. Does this face look like it gives a fuck? At the end of the day, we're here to compete for a league title. We are here to potentially win a league title for the first time in 20 years. 20 years. And last season, credit where credit is due, the manager did very well. The manager found a position for Ben White, because in the previous season, he was playing at centre-back and he wasn't great. Right back, though, exceptional. Yeah? One of the best, if not the best right backs in the league last season. I know. We're not going to play you there no more, bro. We're going to stick you back in centre-back. Yeah? We're going to put Partey there. Why are we going to do that? Because we want to shoehorn Kai Havertz into the team. Make that make sense. What does Kai Havertz bring to the team, though? Nothing. So what's the point? Why can't he just pick our strongest 11 and go with that? Yeah? Why? There was at least 3 players on the bench today that should have been starting that game. Why is Gabriel on the bench? Why? Him and Saliba were arguably the best centre-back partnership for the majority of last season before Saliba got injured. But it's okay. It's cool. Don't worry about it. Yeah? We don't need you no more, Gabriel. You can sit on the bench. Yeah? We'll play Saliba and White together because that works so well. And yeah, you can do it bench, or I'll tell you what, mate, you can go to Saudi if you like. What is this? What is this? Yeah? And people won't call it out until it's too late. And this is the problem. We won today. We won last week. Great. Exceptional. Brilliant. Thank you. Yeah? 3 points. That's all that matters. But guess what? The performances also matter. Because if it doesn't work against bigger teams, better teams, we will get exposed. End of. Don't care what anybody says. I've been here for 3 seasons straight with this manager now. And every single time I have been right. Every single time. I said we'd bottle the league last season. And we did. I said we'd bottle top 4 the season before. And we did. I can see things before it's even fucking happened. How can you lot not see this? Crystal Palace had 14 shots today. If they actually had somebody who could finish, we'd be walking out of that ground with a draw. We needed a penalty to fucking win the game, for God's sake. How is nobody worried about this? How is nobody sitting there going, well, actually, this is a bit worrying. And Nketiah can't finish his chances. Martinelli was dreadful today, by the way. Saka weren't great either. Odegaard, he only turned up when he had to put the ball in the back of the net for the bloody penalty. Yeah, Declan Rice was actually very good and probably one of the better players today. I actually thought, believe it or not, that although he was played out of position and he was played at right back and inverting into the midfield, that when he did have to do his defending, Thomas Partey was actually very good today. Yeah, William Saliba in that first half, or was it first half or second half, whatever half it was, and he had to make that last-ditch tackle. That is why he's one of the best defenders in the league right now. Best defenders in the league, full stop. But the fact of the matter is, we cannot continue to get away with it week in, week out, week in, week out. And people genuinely think that we're only playing this system against the smaller teams. That ain't gonna... No way. No way. This guy behind me, yeah? Have you all met him? He's stubborn as fuck. So if he sees it's working against Palace and it's working against Forest, oh, we'll do it against United. We'll do it against Chelsea. We'll do it against City. This manager, God forbid, if he plays this system against a better team than Crystal Palace, because we will get destroyed. The way we played today, not necessarily the system, but the way we flood forward, play a high line, one ball over the top exposes us. That reminds me of Unai Emery's season at Arsenal. And everybody hated it. Why? Oh, yeah, but we're conceding 20 shots on goal every single game. Guess what? We conceded 14 shots on goal today. Yeah, they had one on target. But like I said, if they had somebody who could finish, maybe we'd be talking about a different story. And look, Crystal Palace away is not an easy game. I understand that. But I'm already seeing cracks. Already. We are in phase 4. And we look like we've gone backwards. 3 points or not, we look like we've gone backwards. Why not play Ben White at right back? Because he's one of the best right backs in the league. Play Gabriel and Saliba together. Why would we do that? Oh, probably because They was one of the best defensive partnerships in the league. Plays Zinchenko at left back. Okay, he's just coming back from injury. Fair enough. You had to play Tomiyasu. By the way, that was never a red card in a million years. And I don't know what these referees are looking at. Yeah. But whoever's in charge of the referees need to send these fuckers down to bloody Specsavers, because I cannot see any reason why that should be a second yellow card. But I'm not one of these fans who's going to go, referee, dickhead. Yeah? It's got nothing to do with the referee. At the end of the day, yeah, whether we got a sending off or not makes no difference. The performance was atrocious and it needs to be sorted out. Otherwise, we are going to find ourselves in the same predicament again next season. While we're picking up 3 points, it's fine. Great. But when that eventually stops, then what are you going to say? When are you going to start calling these things out? Because Trossard should have started today, but I think we all know that. Because Eddie Nketiah, as I keep saying, isn't good enough, never will be good enough. Gabriel should have started today. I've already mentioned about that. And Zinchenko should have started today. The Zinchenko one, I can give a pass for. Fine. But again, why can you not just play your strongest 11? Just play your strongest 11, Mikel. Yeah? You don't have to do this inverted stuff every single game. You don't have to. I guarantee you Pep probably doesn't. Pep probably changes it up for a few games. But I'm telling you, it's going to be very interesting to see where Arsenal are at the end of this season. It's going to be very, very interesting to see where Arsenal is at. Because, yeah, I'm not confident. How are we doing? CK Gaming, big up yourself. Johnny's here as well. The more Arteta wins, the more Brandon hates on him. So funny. No, Johnny, it's called speaking facts, bro. And you'll realise, you'll realise at some point in the season that things need to change. And I'm not even necessarily saying we need to get rid of the manager, but he needs to stop being a stubborn, and he needs to start realising there's cracks in this team and I need to sort it out now. Big up Brandon in the chat. Big up Footy Chats. How are we doing? Still a win? Yeah, it is still a win. And look, this is the perfect point. We need a striker. We need a striker. We need a striker. We need a winger. And we need defensive cover. I've been saying it. I keep saying it. If you take last season as an example, what cost Arsenal at the end of the season? Saliba's injury, massive factor. The manager not making substitutions before the 75th minute and playing players that were out of form, massive factor. But the biggest factor to Arsenal losing the league last season is we conceded too many goals in the last 8 games. So defensively, we're frail at times, especially when you've got players inverting into the midfield and you can get exposed, right? So surely that tells you something. Surely that tells you we should be out there in the market looking for a player, looking for defensive cover. We go out, we get Timber. Unfortunate thing happens. He gets injured on the first game of the season. He's out for the season. Guess what? Kieran Tierney didn't make the bench last week. Kieran Tierney didn't make the bench this week. What does that mean? That means Kieran Tierney is leaving the football club. What does that also mean? That also means that we are left with the same defensive cover. In fact, we're left with less defensive cover than what we had last season. Does anybody genuinely think that with less defensive cover than what we had last season, we can go on and win the league. Because if you do, you're deluding yourselves. You're deluding yourselves. At some point this season, we are going to get more injuries. It is inevitable. It will happen. Why? Because we've got to play Champions League football this season. Because we've got to play our strongest 11 in 2 competitions. None of this Europa League, we can rest players through the group stages, play Reece, play whoever, play a few academy players if you like. Yeah, it's only bloody, I don't know, whatever they're called. I can't remember their bloody names now. Yeah, because they're like from Kazakhstan or something stupid. We're going to be coming up against top quality opposition, and we need to play our strongest 11 week in, week out. What does that mean? That means that players are inevitably going to pick up injuries. So this ain't the end of Arsenal's injuries. It's not just a case of, okay, Jesus is out, Zinchenko was out, Timber's out. It's okay, though, because they'll be back soon. Because at the end of the day, we're going to get more injuries. It's going to happen. There might even be another injury to William Saliba at some point this season. Then what? Because once again, Arsenal haven't addressed the issues that need addressing. Bringing in Yuri and Timber was great. But now that he's out, go and fucking address it. Yeah, go and address it. Why did we need to spend £65 million on Kai Havertz? Yeah, why couldn't you have spent £65 million on a top quality left back, right back, centre back, whatever? Because that's where the problem lied last season. We don't need Kai Havertz to make this team better. If anything, Kai Havertz makes this team worse. You can see it on the players' faces when they're out there on the field. They're looking at him as if to say, what are you actually doing here, mate? Like, yeah, you pick up some nice positions on the pitch, but what are you actually doing to help us? It doesn't flow properly. Why would a manager go, I know, boys, we finished second in the league last season. We did so well to stay top of the league for 100 and whatever amount of days it was. 8 points clear with 8 games to go. But because we lost the league, I'm going to rip it all up and we're going to start again this season. I'm going to rip all the good things that we did last season. I'm going to rip it all up and you lot are going to learn a new system, complete new system. You can see on the players' faces, they don't understand what and where they should be. Bukayo Saka is dropping stinkers. Martinelli is dropping stinkers. Odegaard. All these players that we relied on last season are looking around lost, as if to say, What is this? What is this? Like I said, White at centre-back. Why? Partey at right-back. Why? Havertz. Why? Nketiah up top instead of Trossard. Why? 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 All these questions need to be answered. They do. Havertz, 90 minutes again. Yeah. It's like my man has got this obsession with proving to people that he can get it out of Kai Havertz, even if it ends up being to the detriment of the team. Yeah. Even if he drops stinkers. It might come. It might come. He might have a good performance. He might do all right. Maybe we'll put him in this game. Yeah, he'll do great in this game. He dropped a stinker last week. That's fine. We'll put him in again this week. Play another 90, Kai. Yeah. Maybe you'll get used to it and maybe we'll get something back from that 65 million that we spent on you. Why? Kai Havertz should be sitting on the bench at best. In fact, Kai Havertz shouldn't even be at Arsenal. Full stop. It's completely unfair to compare Eddie with Haaland. He is second striker. Compare Eddie with Alvarez. And Eddie was by far the best defensive player. No contest today. Stop. Johnny. This is what I mean, right? You're refusing to look at the fact that in other games, Eddie will cost us. Yeah? You're refusing to call out something when it needs to be called out. Okay, I won't compare Eddie with Haaland. Let's compare Eddie with somebody else. Let's compare Eddie with Danny Welbeck. I think Danny Welbeck scores them chances. Let's compare Eddie Nketiah with Olivier Giroud. Yeah, because nobody likes Giroud. I think Giroud scores them chances. Yeah? But again, like you just said here, and Eddie was by far the best defensive player. What? Because he worked hard. He's a striker, my bro. His job is to put the ball in the back of the net, and he had 2 clear-cut chances, and he fumbled both of them. But this manager will still play him next week. It's all right, Eddie. Don't worry. Yeah? Don't worry. You worked hard, bro. Doesn't matter that you didn't do your job. You worked hard. We'll play you again next week. We'll give you another chance. This whole inverting crap needs to go in the bin. If we don't have the players to play that way, then it can't be done. What can I say? If you don't have the players to play that way, go back to good old-fashioned left back, right back, up and down the pitch. Oh, but we don't have players to play that way either. That's right. We've only got Kieran Tierney at the football club, who's very good at going up and down the pitch, doing that traditional left back stuff. Ben White, probably not as good going up and down the pitch. But we've got players there that can play that system. Have we got players there that can play this inverted system right now? No. Because Zinchenko is still not 100% fit, hence why he didn't start today. And Thomas Partey is simply not a right back. We started the game with 1 less player than Palace and finished the game with 2 less players than Palace. That's a fact. I have no problem with you speaking your mind about Arsenal not playing that well, but stop the cap. Eddie was the last offensive player to blame today. That's your opinion, Johnny. Static says, hey, Brandon, facts. That bum Havertz, the guy who keeps things ticking, is absolutely trash. It's only 1 game a week, two, and already I want that bum gone. Arteta got it wrong. I'm not taking out Tomiyasu after the first yellow. That is true. Havertz was not so bad, but not too good either. But Eddie was good. I do not agree with his critique here. Not a bit. Okay, that's fair enough, Johnny. That's your opinion, bro. But when it all comes crumbling and falling down, you know why, sunshine. Havertz is just jogging in between where nothing happens. Worst player I've seen. Again, Brandon, I do understand you want a class striker. Eddie is just a good backup, but don't talk about the man when he actually played well. Okay. All right, John. Havertz not doing diddly squat and plays the whole game. Arteta thinks he's way too smart. Exactly. City also needed a penalty to win it on their ground last year. Are they also... Well, let's put it this way. City shouldn't have won the league last season because we should have won the league last season because we was top all season. It was 8 points clear with 8 games to go. The only reason that Man City won the league last season, Johnny, was because we effed it up. So, you know, Tomiyasu pretty much gave himself that dismissal. Yeah, I don't agree with that. I mean, to give a yellow card for that, is beyond belief to me. But nothing surprises me with these Premier League referees because they are goddamn awful. Truly dire football, Brandon. Arteta is a fraud. It's all going to unravel into a car crash season. Telling you now. Zach Football TV, big up yourself, says, what's the crack, Brandon? Look, I'm not fuming, but I'm more annoyed at Arsenal fans that don't want to admit that there's problems. I think Arteta only plays with Partey inverted because he doesn't have at his disposal the better two classic inverted options, Zinny and Timber. He'll have Zinny from the next match on. What's the crack, Brandon? Hope you're good. Big up Del Boy. Make sure you go over and subscribe to Del Boy's channel as well, because he's another real one who calls all the crap out. If I was Trossard, I'd put in a transfer request. Gabriel wants out too. Can't blame them escaping from this fraud. Well, it's going to be interesting to see what happens with Gabriel, because if he leaves the football club, we're in trouble. Pep at Barcelona had Messi, he could afford to be stubborn. Well, this is it. Big up Steve, how we doing? Thanks for dropping in, Static. Big up yourself, Static. Here as always. Who else have we got? I would like to know what Trossard and Tierney did wrong to Arteta. Your guess is as good as mine, bro. Jesus never been a top striker. He's a good baller, but not a top striker. This is something else I've been saying as well. Came from Lee's channel. You're an actual smart fan. Big up yourself, Lucas. I appreciate that. I see Lee Gunner did interview with you. I'll watch after this live stream. Yeah, make sure you go and check that out. And I'm sure you're all sub to Lee's channel, so I don't need to call that one. But yeah. Arteta making change for change sake, not of necessity. Well, actually, I mean, substitutions again today weren't great, were they? Let's be honest. They really weren't. Was never a red. Crazy referees need to calm down. Yeah, I agree with that one. It was definitely never a red. We need to go back to the back four last season and start Trossard. Exactly, bro. Exactly. Brandon, I won't make a thing clear. I agree with you. We might very well crumble again, but to expect Arsenal to do what you're asking is insane. We are simply not there financially yet. It's got nothing to do with finances, bro. Nothing to do with finances. Arteta and Ten Hag putting their jobs on the line, forcing players like Mount and Havertz into their systems. Well said, Dan. Well said. And they're putting their jobs on the line. And it's not working for Ten Hag. And it won't work for Mikel Arteta either. Brandon Ben White played very well for us at right back last season. Why didn't Arteta play him in that position this season? Does this mean that Gabriel will be leaving because it looks that way? Well, we're going to have to wait and see. But yeah, you're spot on, bro. Why is Ben White playing at centre-back when he was the best at right back last season? Why? Why do it? Do you know what I mean? Thomas Partey as well, right? Thomas Partey is an injury-prone player. He's in his 30s. And Arsenal were actually looking to move him on in this summer transfer window if we got the right fee for him. So I know I'm going to make him work harder, even though he's injury-prone, because I'm going to make him invert into the midfield and then have to get back and cover in the right-back position. So I'm going to make him do 10 times more work around the pitch. What? Just so he can pick up another injury. So basically what I'm hearing is the reason why Partey has to be inverted is because we ain't got Zinchenko. So let me ask you this. If Partey and Zinchenko are out injured, both at the same time, then what? What, we're just going to fold? We're just going to... Oh, well. He's going to have to think of something else, isn't he? So why not just play the traditional right back, left back way? It doesn't make any sense. Natster, big up yourself, Natster. I would send over the link, bro, but I don't want to do too much longer because I've got work in the morning and yeah, I need to calm down before I go to bed as well. So, Brandon Havertz is not bringing much. He's just a number on the pitch. Trossard and ESR would bring more. Exactly. You know, what have these players done to be disrespected like this? I don't understand. Brandon, you're doing a watch along for the Fulham game. Let me know if you want me to jump on. Yeah, I might do a watch along for the Fulham game, Del. And it'd be great if you could come on, to be fair. Because when you're doing a watch along and you're on your own and you're just trying to think of things to say and going through the chat and stuff, it gets a bit long. I'll get a bit jaw ache as well after like an hour. I'm going to do a few more comments, guys, and then I'm going to go and get myself out of here, go and calm down a bit. And I'm good. I'm liking forward to Rangers looking forward to Rangers PSV tomorrow. I hope my teams get in UEFA Champions League group and also play Arsenal would be good. Havertz did better than Mount thus far, and from what I hear, Mount was better seen as a player from the Chelsea fans than Havertz. Say what you will, I think we made the better deal. What, for 65 million, Johnny? You telling me there's not another player out there that we could have gone and got for 65 million that would play better than Kai Havertz is right now? Do me a favour. Positives, I can think of Arsenal clean sheet and played with 30 minutes with a red. Got the points, but performance needs to be better. Next two at home, Fulham and United. They not started good. Yeah, no, they haven't started good, bro. They haven't started good. Arteta, the mad scientist, going to blow up Arsenal. Yeah, Arteta thinks he's Doc from bloody Back to the Future, doesn't he? He thinks he's like mixing up these potions and, you know, going to make everything wonderful. The fact is, do what you did well last season and then build on top of that. Not tear it all back up again and just go, oh, do you know what? We're going to tear it all up again. Makes no sense. White, Saliba, Gabriel, Tierney, Odegaard, Partey, Rice, Martinelli, and Nketiah, Saka. If that was the lineup, I think we'd win comfortably tonight. White, Saliba, Gabriel, Tierney, Odegaard, Partey, Rice, Martinelli, Saka, Nketiah. Yeah, even with Nketiah up top, I think, you know, when you're playing in more of a natural way, we would have created more chances tonight. Another thing I find funny, probably the funniest of all, is that Arteta haters are gathered here with Brandon. Why not forming a Lynch squad? I said between United and us for the two midfield players in question. Only between those we made the better deal. What I say with that, Ten Hag got it wrong. Wronger, yeah. I see what you're saying there. But, I mean, to be fair, you can't really judge Kai Havertz or Mason Mount because we've only had 2 games of the season. But I'll be interested to see where the Kai Havertz / Mason Mount debate lies after 10 games of the season. Because I don't see things changing with Kai Havertz. I really don't. I don't hate Arteta. I want him to do better. Bang on. I don't hate Arteta. I want him to do better. Do you know why I want him to do better? Because I want Arsenal to win. Because I'm an Arsenal fan. And all I care about is Arsenal being successful. And as of right now, I cannot see a world in which we win anything this season other than maybe the FA Cup or a League Cup. But what does that actually do for us, guys? Nothing. It's time to win a major honour. Cheers, Brandon. Arteta disaster class tonight. The man is pushing out Gabriel at the end of the transfer window. We have the squad to win the league this year, but Arteta is blowing it. I don't think we have the squad to win the league, bro, but we'll see. Was all about winning ugly, bro. that was eye-bleeding football, all about 3 points. Look, I'm happy with the 3 points. I don't want anybody to think that I am not happy with the 3 points. But I'm not one of these inverted, spasticated fucking weirdos who's going to go, yeah, it's all great. Everything's great. Everything's great. No. You know, I'm not going to do that. If I see something that needs improving, I'll call it out. Why? Because Arsenal fans don't do it enough. And that is why we haven't been successful for 20 years. And look, on that bombshell, I'm going to go and get myself out of here, guys. Big up yourselves for tuning in. Make sure you smash a like on the video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you're new. And also hit that notification bell. Share the content around, guys. I'm sure a lot of people would like to see me ranting and raving, no doubt. And I'll be back again later on in the week with some more content for you guys. Peace.